What's up, Wolfpack? We're out here for part 2 of turning this RE Superior Peak into the ultimate Super Enduro bike. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a rundown if you missed video 1 or if you just need a refresher on what we did to this bike to make it, more pedal friendly. All right, so here she is. We've got the trail casing, Cryptotals, front and rear. We've got my old clapped out axis derailleur and clapped out chain. It actually shifts okay. It's a little grindy. The chain's a touch short because of the 34 tooth front ring. And in the last video, we had the Transex dropper on there, and I ended up running into some battery issues. Wasn't holding a charge and couldn't get it to seat on the charger and stay charging. So lucky enough, I had a bike with a transfer post and we swapped that thing on. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I took off what I call the stability bar or the strut brace between the seat stays. We're not riding anything super fast here, and I think just getting a little bit more compliance out of this for kind of the everyday trail rides is going to be the move. All right, so today I'm riding over on the Sincani side of Beacon Hill as the climb's a little less steep and kind of more meandering. I would say definitely a bit better suited for an enduro downhill bike. But yeah, one thing to note, the Transex dropper post I had on here previously was 200 mil and this Fox Transfer is only 180. So there's definitely a bit of a discrepancy there in how much I have to raise and lower the seat. I still had to raise and lower it even on the transfer post, so it doesn't really add anything extra to the ride I wasn't already doing. And that's all because of my gangly long legs. You're a normal sized human with normal legs that aren't 3 miles long. It shouldn't really be that much of an issue, especially with that 200. I would say the extension of the seat post was adequate for a bike like this. So as the climb starts to increase in pitch here, one of the biggest things I can notice over, say, a normal trail bike is my weak legs and the 34 tooth front ring. That first gear sure is not as easy as it normally is. But with more laps, as the season gets into full swing, stronger legs, definitely don't think it's going to be as big of an issue on these climbs. Just kind of that early season, shake off the winter cobwebs. You can definitely feel that lack of ease going up the hill. As far as seat angle is concerned, I would say it's in the acceptable range. It's definitely not as steep as I would like it, but it's not that far off some of the trail bikes I've actually rode and the feeling that I get with that post extended so much. So when the trail gets a bit steeper is really the only time you really notice like the effects of that high or slack seat tube angle. Like this is probably the steepest corner and you can kind of feel it, but it's not terrible. It's definitely, I would say, totally fine for busting out a few laps. The derailleur shifts surprisingly well for literally not doing a single thing to it. Having a bigger ring, a different length bike, I mean, I'm sure I could play with it and make it a little less grindy, but for what it's worth, I mean, here's upshift. Oh no, wrong way, it's steep. Just jam through the gears. And she holds. I think the steepest part is this final little push. Right when your heart rate is about ready to explode, you got a big old steep grind. Woo! All right. Now, time for the reward. I don't think I've actually rode a downhill bike on artificial high before, so this will be a learning experience. Woo! Oh my gosh. Downhill bikes are the best. I think I have a little too much PSIs in the back tire. Can we get the triple? We can. Nice. Oh gosh, these things just corner so good. Ah! Scary turns. Oh man. Whew. How steep is too steep to climb on the downhill bike? It's definitely not the bike, it's just my legs. Oh yeah. Oh god. Not looking forward to this. Oh my gosh. The burn. Doable, not enjoyable. All right, trail number 2, the classic blast off. Air DH on the DH. Oh my gosh. It's so effortless on the downhill bike. Oh. Definitely feel myself holding a lot more speed. Woo! I need to start jumping into that again. Woo! All right, so we've rode the bike on definitely downhill orientated trails, but what about a simple blue flow trail? How does it perform? Oh, leaning into corners is so good. God, you just have so much traction on the front end on the downhill bikes. And the back. So far, like, it does have the O chain, which I haven't really honestly noticed outside the first ride. Sometimes pedaling out of a corner, you get a little semblance of lag, but it's not bad. Oh man. Still can pump and get speed pretty well. And the gap. Oh gosh. My bravery ran out at the end of that corner. Sprinting up hills, about as enjoyable as you'd expect. A lot of traction through there, which there usually isn't. Now, these tight, not steep corners is definitely where you're gonna pay the biggest price. You can be brave, stay off those brakes. Whew. Oh my god. I got more traction than I was bargaining for. Goodness gracious. Oh, quartering downhill bikes is so fun. Whew. Oh boy. That was honestly quite enjoyable. I was not expecting to like it that much on that trail. All right, well there we have it. First ride out on the RE Superior Peak Enduro DH, DH Enduro, Super Enduro, pedalable DH, whatever you want to call the thing. It's a downhill bike with a dropper. You get the idea. I would say overall, big success. Definitely some of those steeper sections, I could feel the slack seat tube, but in all honesty, like I always kind of feel that, so it was just exaggerated a little bit. I think, like I mentioned earlier, if you have normal sized legs, it's not going to be an issue as much as it is for me. The other major thing that I think maybe holds me back from taking it on more rides or in different zones is that 34 tooth front ring. I do not have the power to haul up a bike like this without that 32 tooth. For me, it makes a big difference. So maybe that will be the next thing we do. And yeah, I did leave the O chain in the most O chainy of O chain positions. And I didn't feel that that was an issue as it starts to snow here. But overall, I mean, I'd rather have that give and make it a lot smoother on the ride. Other thing I thought of while I was climbing is these are pretty short cranks. I believe they're 155s, maybe 160. Don't quote me on that. Number is here. But I do have a set of 170s that I think would absolutely make pedaling this thing a little bit more comfortable, especially with my long legs. I could get the dropper post back down a little bit and not have to worry about maybe dropping it. We'll see. It is a 180, so I don't think that's going to be the case. But yeah. Anyways, so there is one thing that I did forget to do before the video, and that was weigh the bike. So do some math here. Yeah. I can't remember what my other guess was at this time. I think I said 38.4 or 38.7, give or take. What was your guess? If you don't remember it, you're allowed to make a new guess. And in 3, 2, 1, here's the weight. What do you think? I mean, it feels light. It doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. I'm 100% sure my range was heavier at 41 pounds. So climbing this thing with the weight is definitely not the issue. If you have any more ideas or questions about this build, drop them in the comments below. Let me know if I'm tracking, if there's anything more I can do to make it more comfortable to climb. Maybe that's a higher rise bar to get my body position back up, or those longer cranks. But yeah, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so, as it really helps keep the channel growing and bring you more interesting videos, fun videos, whatever you want to call this. I think it's interesting to you in the future. Until next time, we'll catch you on the trail. Woo!